Okay, Nan. I know you're coming on 100 years. You'll be 100 years old Christmas Eve, and I was wondering if you could tell me two times, two things in your life that made a difference and made you the woman that you are today. Before you were 30 years old, two experiences that shaped you and turned you into the lady you are today. Can you think of anything?
I don't know if it made me a lady or not. But one time when I was a kid, we had a bunch of chickens and the rooster was crowing. And I had learned to shoot a rifle. So I said to my sister, do you want me to show you how to make that rooster stop crowing? And she said yes, so I shot at it. And I shot its head off. Instead of just scaring it, I shot its head off, and my father was furious, but he didn't say anything to me because he never raised his voice. He just
I love that the rooster's crowing in the background.
He just looked at me, and that was the end of it. He never said any more. He just got up and walked away.
The rooster didn't crow anymore, did he?
No, he was dead. I think we had him for dinner the next day. And another time my father was upset with me. My sister and I used to go swimming every day in a stream down the road from where we lived. And every night at 5 o'clock I had to go up the road and get our cows because we had a herd of cows. And I would drive them down the road and put them in the barn so when my dad got home he could milk. And this one night, I don't know, we didn't even have a watch, so I don't know how we were supposed to know what time it was, but we always did. But anyway, I forgot about it, and I forgot to get the cows. When my father came home from work, he had to go get the cows, and it was about a mile up the road. He had to drive them down the road. So when I got home, he was milking. And when I went in the house to eat, he said, didn't you remember that you were supposed to get the cows? And I said, yes. He said, but you didn't, did you? And I said, no. I made a mistake. And he didn't say anything more. He just looked at me and pointed his, kind of raised his thumb and said, okay, upstairs, no supper. And that was the end of it. Then I went to bed and I cried and I cried and I cried. But it wasn't because he yelled at me, it was because he was mad at me.
Yeah, and it hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I knew he was mad at me, and I just never, I couldn't stand it to have my father mad at me. And I never in my whole life remember him yelling at me, ever.
Well, that's great.
He never did.
You're lucky.
He didn't yell at my sister or me, either one.
Good.
And I never one time remember you yelling at us when we were growing up. You could do the same thing with a look that your dad did. It's true. So he did teach you that. Then the bomb factory you worked in.
Oh, yeah, I worked in well, I can't remember what they called them, but they weren't bombs, but they were, you had to fill them with powder. Each bomb had 5 little containers. They looked like they were canvas. And we filled those with powder, and then we tied them real tight and then cut the top off so that there was just a little bit of material sticking out yet. And then we put them in the end of the bomb, and then they put in something else to explode them with. And it was yellow. And it looked like cornmeal. And they told us that if we inhaled it or anything, that wouldn't dissolve. You could put it in water and leave it there over your whole life and it wouldn't dissolve. So when we inhaled it, it stayed inside of us.
Man.
So I did that for quite a while, and
Did you wear a mask?
no.
I think I would have wanted a mask.
Well, back then they didn't think about those kind of things.
They should have.
And of course it floated through the air all the time. And all the girls that worked there, their faces was yellow, turned the skin yellow. And when we went to work, we had to take all of our clothes off in case we had anything with rubber in it, because any friction at all would make it explode.
Oh my gosh.
And all of our faces were bright yellow and our hair was red. And still, when we went in, we undressed and we put uniforms on. Every girl that worked in a different department had a different colored turban that they wore around their head. And the ones that I worked in, we had bright red ones because we worked right in the powder. And that was about it.
And that was World War II.
Yeah.
And that was in Eldred, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we went down there to work, at first we worked for the English, for Great Britain.
Oh,
We didn't work for the United States.
that's interesting. How did that come about? Do you know?
Well, because I guess we wasn't really in it yet. We were
Oh,
just making it for the English people.
okay. So those were two transformative times. Well, really three transformative times.
Pardon?
So that was really three, but that was really good.
No.
So this is our nanny, Evelyn Allen. She will be 100 years old on Christmas Eve. She was born in 1917, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And my mom, June. And I'm Lori for Team Squishy Loves Dysfunction Junction. And good Gishwhes. Have a great day.